How's it going, gamers? Welcome back to a fresh episode of the Birchlands. Still very happy that we were able to finish that tower last episode, but anyway, what we're gonna do is basically, last episode, at the end of last episode, after we finished the tower, I dug a little bit of a hole into the ground, or not really. Made a little bit of a room in the ground. A very spacious room. Today we're gonna fill it with chests. It's gonna become a storage room over at the outpost base. Of course, we are definitely not just gonna shove a whole bunch of chests in there and just call it a day. We're gonna decorate the thing, of course. We have a soul on this channel, and what to do. We're also gonna need these ladders too for something we're gonna do later. I do believe I made the ground in there, the floor, out of the orange terracotta. I think it's somewhere around here. Yes, this right here, this is what the floor is made of, so obviously we're gonna want that to match. What else do I want in here? I think some jungle stuff would be pretty nice, and obviously since the basement of that, the whole foundation of that building is made out of cobblestone, we're gonna grab ourselves some cobblestone as well. Hopefully this is all enough. If it's not, big sad. I'm actually gonna grab some more just to be safe. And what's that I hear? I think it's a wandering trader. Let's go see what's up. Yes, it is indeed a wandering trader. What do you have for me? Literally nothing. That's fun. That's cool. Just gonna leave you alone. I feel like we're very low on materials right now. Materials that we actually need. I'm just trying to grab as much as I possibly can out of here. Let's just go over there now. We'll place down all the blocks we've got at the moment. And then that'll be that. We'll get more if needed. Alright, here we are. And now we just go down in the basement. Here's the thing right here, pretty much. I did mention this last episode. We do have a wall here that's partially made out of chests. And obviously these chests do have a use. They store some of our brewing materials that we use here at this base. And obviously you can see right through them. If you look very, very carefully between the cracks right there, I don't really like that very much. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna extend the walls just slightly right here. We're gonna put a whole layer of cobblestone, and I reckon that should completely fix the problem. No doubt about it. It's been a little bit. There was one point where I had the brightness at 100%, but recently, and by recently, more towards the end of 2024, I turned the brightness down to 50%. And this is the result we're getting right here, so it's a little creepy over here, a little spooky. Anyways, that's basically going to mess up the placement of the chests too, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a double chest right here, a stud right here, just a block to divide it. It'll probably have a torch on it. Another chest, a block again. It's going to keep on repeating, and I kind of like that to be symmetrical on both sides. So we'll have a cobblestone wall on the other side too for symmetry. We just gotta properly do the measurements over there. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna throw in the floor. Then we can actually use the placement of the floor to determine where the chests are gonna be. Basically where all these holes are, that's where the blocks I talked about were gonna be. We are running very low on terracotta. We have just enough to fill in the entire floor. Anyways, where to next? Well, I think we can do some jungle planks, a little something like this going over, just like that. We are actually going to keep some of the walls here, the actual stone and dirt walls, kind of just to reinforce that ability, or reinforce that aesthetic, that this is an underground base. I think it's kind of cool. I've seen it in Roblox games like Pinewood Computer Core. Cool aesthetic. I don't like how low this ceiling is here though. We're gonna make some adjustments, okay? We're gonna turn all these top blocks, we're gonna turn them all into slabs. There we go, that feels a lot better right there. Now, so you can actually see it, we're gonna put some torches down. Very, very nice. Something else I think would make the room look complete is if we took some stairs. And this is something I do on a lot of storage rooms right here. We take stairs, we put them all at the top like this. And that way the chest will actually open up when we place it beneath here. I think it looks pretty good. We actually crafted the perfect amount of that too, so good on my part too. I'll give myself a pat on the back when I'm done recording this. Now I say we can just add in the wall right here. And there we go. Now obviously this storage room isn't really much of a storage room if we don't actually add the chests in here. And there we go, it's all finished. And look at how nice it looks. This is what I like in a storage room right here. Just so amazing just to have the blocks match up like this. But it also has some depth too with the chests right here, because the chests are actually slightly smaller than a normal block. I think it looks fantastic actually. This could actually be one of the greatest things I've built in this world so far. And would you look at that sunset over there? Really just a set. There's not a whole lot of sun over there. but nevertheless, it looks pretty nice. The sheep farm right up here on the surface is also coming along pretty nicely as well. It's getting a little bit crowded in here. And normally I'd murder a whole bunch of these guys off, but I'm a little bit stocked right now in terms of cooked mutton because I harvested the other sheep farm over at the main base area. So I don't really think I'd have a whole lot of use for that. Anyways, I was actually just about to go back to the main base when I realized we got this storage room right here that I just built literally 2 seconds ago, and we can just plunk it all in here. Very, very nice. Except the ladders, because what we're going to do next is we're going down. We are going to break the #1 rule of Minecraft, and we're going to dig straight down. With caution, of course. We're going to build a mine right off of this thing. I'm trying to debate whether it would look good in the center right here or in the back. I think the back might actually be good. Actually, I have a huge idea. Huge idea. My brain is working for once. I'm going to break this hole in the wall right here. And we're going to put the ladder right there. Or not. I think we'll put a trap door right there instead. But we do a little something like this where we break the block right there. And we're going to make ourselves a little inside wall. I'm going to break this block as well. We don't need it. Then we fill in all of these blocks right here with cobblestone. Then we take the crafting table and use it to make some cobblestone stairs. This is where our ladder can be. Right here, it's got its own little nook right here. I think it looks pretty nice. Get our wood, so that way we can actually make that trap door. Got 2 of them, pretty swell. And there we go, it's a true entrance to a mine now, if you couldn't already tell. Anyways, we got 32 ladders right here, and currently we are at Y63. That's not going to be enough to get down to the Y level I want to be at, which is 4. Which basically, Y level 4 is basically where the bedrock starts to generate in a vanilla world. And while this isn't a vanilla world, I didn't do anything to tweak the generation of bedrock, so it's going to be completely normal as it would be in vanilla Minecraft. So what we're going to do is we're just going to craft even more ladders. Now hopefully there is nothing beneath this. What I'm going to do actually is we're going to place the ladders as we go, and then I'm just going to hold shift while on the ladder. It's going to definitely slow the mining speed a little bit. And we're just going to repeat this process going down, whilst also holding a torch in my hand so I can actually see. And there we go, there's the bedrock. So we're officially here, with 1 ladder to spare. This is the layer right here. Oh wow, it's actually one below the layer. Never mind. Let's go right back on up. I don't want to actually mine into any bedrock, but I reckon this should be a great layer for mining stuff, like diamonds. And I also just think the ground would look cool with all the bedrock visible. I've only done this in a couple of other Minecraft worlds, so why not bring it here, you know? I'm just gonna mine a couple blocks, actually, just to see on the off chance that there's anything good nearby. So far, nothing, really. Nothing to see, but that could change. We could actually get lava, too, down here, if you think about it. Got some gravel, though. I'll absolutely take that. It's actually gonna be very helpful for our Fletcher villager, because they do love their flint. It's kind of essential for their arrows. Something we could also come across down here is a cave, too, which I think would be absolutely huge, because if we can connect up to a cave, we can branch right off of it, and then that can be used to discover either more caves or ores. Most likely both. Alright, so after a little bit of mining, there was not a single ore to be found, except gravel, if you count that as an ore. Literally not even any of the other stone variants, like andesite, diorite, and granite. None of that. So, yeah, we sure did get a lot of cobblestone, that's for sure. Not a very practical mining method either, but I think this looks pretty nice for a thumbnail, though, not gonna lie. I'll probably have this in the thumbnail. If not this, definitely the storage room, too. Very proud of both of these things. We've also got a very non-menacing way to get up here, back up to the base. A whole bunch of shadows right here. Maybe we should add some lights right here, like some torches or something. I can confirm, though, that at least the granite is going to generate in this biome. I know I haven't done like a whole lot of mining in a jungle edge biome, but there it is. There's more granite right there. I guess we're just super unlucky going down, but whatever, I guess. This can also be something we just shove in a chest. Alright, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna do something that I really meant to do a little while ago, but it slipped my mind. At the start of one of the prior episodes, we journeyed into new chunks in that direction way over there just to get some dripstone, and then you never really saw anything else from that plot point right there. Well, today, we are going to build ourselves a dripstone farm. using that dripstone we collected. And then we're going to take the dripstone that this farm produces and use it to expand the farm even more, but it's going to be a building, so there's going to be a limited amount of space. So basically when we fill up the space, we're going to take the dripstone it continues to produce after that, and use that to build a lava farm. That's actually possible in Minecraft with the power of good old dripstone. You'll have to see into the future for that one, though. Wandering Trader, are you the same Wandering Trader from earlier? I think this guy is the same Wandering Trader from earlier. He's sticking around. Anyways, where is the dripstone at? We're gonna want to get all the dripstone we can possibly find here. So we have more pointed dripstones than we do just standard blocks right here, but that is completely okay. We can convert some of these into the block, I believe. I'm 99% sure. But now we're gonna need something to actually make the building out of. We'll just do some stone here pretty much. Later, when we build the lava farm, it's gonna look very similar. I think we're gonna join the two together actually, and make them like one building. And since you can't have wood around lava, we're just gonna use all stone here. And some terracotta too, because we do have a lot of that lying around. I reckon a nice open area to do this would be very ideal, kind of like the beach right on over here. So this building can go right on over here, right on the edge of the beach. And dig a hole right in the sand right here, make a perfect square, and then this is where the floor is going to be right here. And then I'm guessing the lava farm can just go right here. It looks like there's enough space, and if there isn't, we can just do it behind. Or even separately if that's what it comes to. And already I am looking for more stone bricks because we used them all up. And we have a grand total of 64 more, so that might be a little bit of a problem. So what I'm actually going to do is there was a ton of cobblestone in here. Not as much as the cobblestone we mined earlier, but there sure was a lot. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take that and just chuck that in a furnace, or multiple furnaces really. Assuming I can actually find it in these beautifully organized barrels we've got here. And there we go, 6 stacks we have cooking up there. I'm sure that'll be more than enough. Now we're going to add in the dripstone itself. This is going to be our first roof layer right here. And it's not going to be fully complete because we don't have all the dripstone blocks yet. And then we're just going to line everything beneath here with the pointed dripstone. Yes, we can indeed craft this into dripstone blocks. And we'll craft one more. And there we go, that's the farm right now. It'll obviously expand. Next thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to grab ourselves some water. I'm also going to get out some terracotta as well to use as a temporary block right here. And all around here as well. And then we can just flood this entire area right up here. And there we go. So what this is going to do is this is now going to cause the dripstone to drip, basically. And when it does that, it can grow downward. Basically, we break it when it grows downward and we have more dripstone. It's pretty nice. It is very dark in here, though, not gonna lie. So you know what we should do? We should put some lights in here. But I don't want any torches. You wanna know why? Because those will occupy a block and it'll disrupt the growth of this right here. So if I take a torch and I put it right there, this will not grow. And we need it to grow, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go hit up a cleric real quick after we sleep. It's getting very dark out here. Come on, there's a cleric. Hello, buddy. I'm gonna buy a singular block of glowstone from you. And now it's time to go back. We're gonna take this glowstone block, we're gonna break this block right here, and put it in the center, and that should provide plenty of light. Also, one of the dripstones grew. Very, very nice. Now this is gonna take a while. This is gonna definitely require a lot of patience to fully expand this farm, but once it's all up and running, we can just come on through here with the diamond pickaxe, just cut all the dripstones right here, and then we can get started on the lava farm, which is going to be extremely useful for things like furnaces and everything, because lava sure is a great fuel source compared to charcoal. And I do know a way where we can get loads of buckets too without having to spend iron, and that is by trading with fishermen, which I don't think we have any of yet in the village over there. But basically they sell filled buckets with fish in them. We can obviously just let the fish go and live their lives in the blue sea right on over there. But the bucket, we can use that, definitely. The bucket will not be free. It would appear that we have a visitor in the storage facility. Get out of here. Anyways, that's all I've really got for you today. I know that this is a very incomplete building. We'll probably complete it in the next episode. We're definitely going to want to try to fill in the roof right here with the dripstone before we actually go forth and add all the pointed dripstones that we actually need here. that will finish up, and hopefully this building will look a lot better than it does right now. But yeah, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.